the brutal reality of the world is that absolutely nobody cares about you. It took me a while to figure this out because I always thought I was special. I always thought I was the center of attention. And to a certain degree, I still do believe I'm special, but not in the sense that I'm special to other people, but really I'm special to myself and I'm special to my loved ones. That's sort of the mindset change that I've sort of underwent in the last few years. And I think it's a great mindset change as well because why do you expect people to care about you? Why do you expect people to give you validation for no reason? The number one reason I started working out, and this is extremely funny, right, is because I thought if I go to the gym and if I, chase them gains, that I'm gonna get a girlfriend, right? It's gonna happen like boom, magic, right? Just get a get them biceps and chest action going a little bit, and boom, all the baddies gonna be coming after me. But the one thing that I realized is that's not true, right? That's not true. Going to the gym alone is not gonna make you successful in things like getting girls, and it's not gonna make you successful in the other areas of your life. Everything is like clockwork, right? To make a clock work, everything has to be in equal proportions. And that's what I realized as well, is that you just got to work on yourself in every single area and not really care what other people think, right? And not also actively seek validation from other people. Because seeking validation from other people is a never ending headache. Never ending headache. How are you ever going to be happy with yourself if you constantly have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I good enough? Am I good enough for other people to see me the way that I present myself? BS. Absolutely BS. Nobody cares about you, and that is a great thing. It's an amazing thing because that gives you time to focus on yourself. The mindset that I've adopted, because me personally, I had some anxiety issues, but then I realized all of that was BS because everybody has to worry about their own lives. And I said, you know what? I gotta start worrying about my own life as well because I had this obsession with looking at other people and picking their flaws. And then I realized, is this helping me? Absolutely not. It's not helping me at all. And that's the same mindset that everybody else has. They got to worry about themselves. They got their own issues. Who am I to think that I am this special person that everybody needs to be paying attention to all the time? So I truly believe that you have to be happy that nobody cares about you, right? Because that allows you not to have anxiety, and that allows you to thrive and take new challenges and do things that you would not have done previously because you had doubts about yourself. You had this feeling of uncertainty. You thought that you were going to be judged by people. And, that happens, right? You are judged by people continuously. But sometimes you have to really process and tell yourself, hey, do I really care who's judging me right now? Do I really care what that person thinks about me? And most of the time, the answer should be no, because you have to be confident to succeed. You have to adopt that mindset that everything is for the betterment of yourself, and everything that you do, right, is for the people that you love. So that's the mindset that I've adopted, and I feel like everybody should just be happy with. Because nowadays, there's loads of people complaining about loneliness, depression. I already mentioned anxiety. But the problem is, life is tough. Life is tough. It's not supposed to be easy. If life was easy, everybody would get what they want. And that just seems like a a delusion. It doesn't seem like a reality that I want to live in. And I don't think most people want to live in a reality where everybody gets everything, because that's not how the world works. The world is cruel. But I also think that there are three things that could make you better in this world. The first thing is effort. The second thing is consistency. And the third thing is positioning. I call it the ECP. And I feel like if you just focus on those three things, you give effort towards something, you're consistent, and then you position yourself to sell your services or whatever you do, right? Then you will be successful, right? But it's not as easy as it sounds, because the third aspect, positioning, is always the hardest. In business, a lot of times people have the effort and they're super consistent, but they suck at the positioning. They cannot get people to rally behind their brand, because when you're building a product, when you're building a service, I feel like you always have passion, but that passion sometimes can turn into delusion if you can't get people to get behind your product and people are not purchasing your product. And unfortunately, that's why a lot of businesses fail, right? Done a lot of research on this. And me personally, right, I've been part of a startup, love the experience. I think we're going to be extremely successful. I have no doubts that it's going to crumble at all, right? Because I know the person personally who's working on the startup day and night, and I believe that it'll be successful. So there's a lot of things in life that you can't control, but there's also a lot of things that you can control. At the end of the day, just don't care. Just be focused, right? Things will come, and eventually you'll see the results that you want.